Thicker, fuller hair starts with Hims. Discover sprays, chews, and serum.
We do maintain some drones.
So the Secret Service would have requested your agency to fly drones that day. You would have been able to do so. Is that correct?
We would have endeavored to try to honor that request. Yes, sir.
And you testified that you've been to the scene of the shooting. Did you see the water tower that's located approximately 100 yards from the building where the shooter fired those shots?
I did see it, sir.
And would it have been possible to have put an officer, and again, that's not your responsibility to do that, that's the Secret Service's, but would it have been possible to put an officer there looking down on the scene of the rally and the building where the shooter occurred? Would that have been something that would have been possible to do?
Presuming that there's a way to access the water tower. I didn't walk over. I was probably several hundred yards away, so I can't say that I could.
And if you had an officer up there, that would have provided you a strategic viewpoint of the events that were transpiring below, correct?
I would agree. Tactics, height gives a tactical advantage, yes, sir.
And then I want to ask.
going on with this man's health. Oh, and then, and yeah, we're gonna even call it the Pelosi coup. Coup. So yes, I agree with Joy Reid. I don't know how often that happens. I agree with you, Joy Reid. It is a coup. And many of these people should be in jail. This is abject evil right in front of our faces. So you might say, Dave, this is rather depressing. All of the institutions are failing. We've got a bunch of incompetent buffoons around us. Media people are lying everywhere. It does seem like the United States is being stolen out right from under us and everything else. This is a problem. Well, I agree with that. However, it might also be that the machine right now is so wildly out of control that it can't even control what's going on. So the reason that there's so much craziness in the system right now in these last 9 days, from the Trump assassination attempt to what's happening with Biden right now, this preemptive coronation of Kamala, it's all wacky and wild, and they're having trouble controlling the narrative. And for as annoying as all of the shit that I just showed you is, less and less people are buying their BS. Jack Posobiec made this point with Tucker Carlson yesterday.
Every president since then has either had to come directly from there, like George H.W. Bush, who was the director of CIA before he became president, or been at least acquiescent to their whims and gone along with their wars, gone along with whatever it is that the plan is for the empire. And then 2016 happens like by accident. And because, who would have thought this guy could come in and take over? And so you have this problem, you're trying to get him out of office the entire time, you're trying to bat him down, kick him off the beachhead and get it. But at the same time, you're also infiltrating and you're going through the administration, you're planning your people in to at least subvert as much as possible. But it never really goes anywhere because at the end of the day, he's still not one of yours. So then you get rid of him in 2020. Then finally, you have the opportunity to take another bite at the apple. Somehow the lawfare doesn't work. Somehow all of these things don't work. You always know that you have a nuclear option in a situation like that. And the nuclear option is like for 1963.
Yeah, just murder the guy.
But you wouldn't want to do that first. And this was something that the East Berliners understood and the Stasi understood, that you can just destroy you can assassinate someone's personality.
Yeah.
Then that's so much easier than just actually killing them. But then social media comes around. In social media, you don't have those tools anymore, and suddenly you don't have control of the narrative. The narrative gets lost to you. So through social media, suddenly people can connect and say, "Hey, have you noticed this thing? I noticed that thing. Did you notice that? I noticed that thing." But the media doesn't seem to be talking about this, and yet when you could say, well, "Wait a minute, I'm here. I can see it. This is actually happening in front of my eyes. Here's a video of it. Oh, by the way, and I can show you what's going on in real time through live streams, et cetera, et cetera." And so this becomes a massive, massive problem. And so all you're left with at that point, so you lose soft power. So the oligarchs lose soft power, the machine loses soft power. Right. And so they have to go, what do we have left? We have hard power.
Persuasion doesn't work.
If persuasion isn't working, you go force. So force is you might, I don't know, raid somebody's home. And you might say that there's some documents there that they shouldn't have. And then handcuffs, then convictions. That doesn't work. The nuclear option of November 1963 is always on the table. Hypothetically, Tucker, hypothetically.
Okay, so obviously you know what he's talking about in 1963 with John F. Kennedy. I am not saying that is all true. I don't know, but the meta-analysis does kind of ring true, that why are we being fed so many lies all of the time? Whatever is happening literally this second regarding Joe Biden, was he pushed into doing this? Was there actually a coup, which is what Joy Reid is saying? And Pelosi and Schumer and everybody else, they're not denying that they forced the guy out. How long did everyone know he was ill? The Secret Service people who were in charge of him covered that up, and then also were in charge of Donald Trump's protection when Donald Trump almost got killed 9 days ago, 10 days ago. So what would be the nuclear option? I don't know, kill Trump, oust Biden, get everybody so effed up on craziness that nobody knows what's going on anymore. But I think the white pill of all of this, of course, is that it does feel like it's losing control. Like when I meet people now who are locked into the mainstream ideas, I'm like, you're nuts now. And I think more and more of us are feeling that. I want to show you one more clip of Posobiec on with Tucker, because this is what I've been talking about this exposure of the machine. If you just, I don't know that we can ever beat the machine, but if you at least see what the machine does, you can operate a little bit better within that, or you can feel a little bit saner if you just kind of see it for what it is.
Leviathan would not be revealing itself right now if it didn't have to. If they had total control of the election process, total control of the general election, if they could just say flip a switch and put whoever they wanted in office, they would just do that. You would not see any of these extreme measures being reached to if they could just flip the switch. So there's a problem. Something's broken down. Something is going wrong, because I think what they're really terrified of is a revolt of the people.
Who are the people? You, other side of this screen. You are the people. This guy over here. You, this chick. You're the people. You're the people. Maybe enough of us are waking up and we don't want to play this ridiculous game anymore. And maybe if we expose it and then start returning to some of our founding documents, and if we start mocking the hell out of the media people who've been running coverage, maybe we get to the other side of all of this. So it is about we, the people. So what you don't want to be is an NPC. This is one of my favorite memes, as you know, that a non-playable character in a video game is just a programmed character in a video game that can only walk from here to here, or it can only shoot this way or that way. It has no cognition, right? It can't think on its own. And we have so many people who for years have been acting as NPCs. Oh, the machine tells me this. Brett Kavanaugh's a serial rapist. My God. Donald Trump said very fine people on both sides. Oh, the Russia collusion hoax, blah, blah, blah. But don't be one of those people. Here is Elon Musk. We're going full circle here. Elon Musk shared a video, actually, of Michael.
Trump, after getting shot, with blood streaming down his face. It could have been a second shooter, who knows? Nonetheless, was fist bumping, fine. Yeah. After being shot. Yeah. I mean, and this is not. He's an ordinary guy. He's funny too. Yes, and he's brave. He's courage. This is instinctual courage. Yeah. It's not calculated. It's an arranged event. It's in the moment. Well, you can see that then, because that was not a time when you're going to true courage in the moment. Yeah. Absolutely. And if you want a leader who's going to deal with some very, very tough cookies out there, who's going to, deal with a Putin or Kim Jong-un or, China. Yeah, China. They'll think twice about messing with Trump. Yeah. They'll think twice. Okay. And poor Biden can't make it up the stairs, and obviously he's stepped out of the race. But nobody's going to be intimidated by Biden. It's impossible. But I think there's something to be said that America needs a strong leader, and where we have the perception of strength. Now, you have to admire.
Malice, my buddy Michael Malice, explaining to Joe Rogan exactly what an NPC is.
What is an NPC? You don't know this meme?
Is that a Scientology thing?
No, non-player character.
Non-player character.
What, you don't know about this? Do I get to tell you the NPC meme?
Yes.
This is the most important meme of our lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Breaking it down as quickly as possible. I'm gonna show my age.
Okay.
When we were younger, we played games like Final Fantasy and Ultima, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in those games, you go to like the armor store or the weapon store, and you buy your sword or you buy your armor.
Right.
There's a guy running that store within the game.
Yes.
He does not exist outside of that store.
Right.
That character, all he does is buy armor and sell armor. He doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have a kid. You go there at midnight, he's there. You go there at 8 a.m., he's there.
Right.
He's the player characters you're playing. He's the non-player character. And the point this meme makes is the vast majority of humans are non-player characters. They have no mind outside their programming. Like, you have no mind. You're just repeating what has been programmed to you in your script. And as soon as you mention certain terms, there's just a knee-jerk speech that they give. And once you identify, it's like the Matrix. Like, you see Agent Smith everywhere.
Pretty good, right? So in the Matrix, I know it's a pain in the ass to take the red pill, right? What was the guy, remember the first Matrix movie? The guy Cypher, he knows what's going on. He actually sees the Matrix for what it is. And then he has dinner with one of the agents, and he basically is like, listen, I want to go back into the Matrix. I don't want to know anymore. I want to be able to eat a steak and enjoy a steak. That's what many people are right now. They don't want to see what's going on. We've been able to look behind the curtain, and it starts getting messy when you see the wizard, right? It really does, or that little guy, as Kamala Harris calls him. But I think if more of us are playable characters, if we realize we have some autonomy and authority over our own lives, we can fix this thing, because the machine wants us to be NPCs, not PCs, not playable characters. One more from yesterday from Elon and Jordan Peterson.
So you've obviously decided to lay your efforts down on the side of the Trump administration in the forthcoming election, and so
I think it's really, I think we need a change of administration. I think many years ago, I think probably the Democratic Party was the party of meritocracy and of personal freedom.
Yeah.
They used to be the free speech party.
Yeah.
And these days they seem to be the censorship party under the guise of hate speech.
Yeah.
So weirdly, in my view, the Republican Party is actually the party of that's the meritocracy party. Because the Democrats also promoting DEI, which is really just another form of racism and sexism.
It's the most pernicious form, I think, actually.
Right, so it's anti-meritocratic. DEI is fundamentally anti-meritocratic. I think the Democratic Party is stoking division.
I think the evidence for that's clear. All of this group identity nonsense has made things much more...
So my view is that at this point in the United States, the Republican Party is more in line with meritocracy and with personal freedom.
I suspect you agree with that, and if you care about freedom, that in essence is what we are voting for. Do you want to be a non-playable character who will have rules written for you, and you will never leave that weapons store, as Malice talks about? You'll never have a life outside of that. You will just do whatever you're programmed to do. And oh my God, there's a new current thing, and I'll be out there with BLM, and I'll be out there with Hamas, and I am just beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, beep. Or do you want to be a real person? That is the challenge for us right now, and it's going to be weird and messy and everything else. And while Elon talks about a new administration, we still got at least 3 months to get there. And if you think these last 9 days were wacky, well, it's going to be wacky to the extreme until then. But as I said at the top of the show, I will not be here for August, so what are you going to do? We got a post-game show, RubinReport.locals.com in about 30 seconds. And anything else that I should mention to good people for today? Oh, and I sat down with Michael Knowles on Friday. Of course, that was before Joe Biden stepped down, but we did hear some rumors of it, so we actually addressed what we thought might happen, and we kind of nailed it, if I do say so myself. So that'll be up across platforms, and I pull things up on Locals already. We leave you with Kamala Harris and a famous meme woman. Goodbye.
What did you do to become the presidential nominee of your party?
Well, sometimes you just have to hawk Tua and spit on that thing, you know?
So the first thing I'd like to say is that it's ridiculously exciting to be here.
You're most welcome to be here.
This is quite the amazing place, and I've been preparing to talk to you for a long time. So I'm really looking forward to it. You said something that caught me right away when we were discussing various issues just before we started. You said you were up till 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
actually a little More like it, 5 in the morning. But
Okay.
we got the XAI data center or supercomputer center training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train.
And is that in that new building off to the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis,
Okay.
the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing
But perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
but look, I mean, there are a few things we're aiming for with Grok, the XAI.
Yeah.
You know, that's the name of the AI from XAI is called Grok.
You want to make yourself look like you don't want to be messed with. You don't want to be a soft target. You want to be viewed as a hard target. So you want the airports to look like a hard target because it is better. TSA security is not a joke. It works very well. What we're talking about here is how many people out of 100 do you want scrutinized? Because that's your flow. You know, you also don't want to have to pay 3 times the cost of airfare because they had to increase security to, you know what I mean? Because to get it fast, now that the whole airport's a gate, you know what I mean? That costs money. So there has to be a balancing point.
It seems like to go with Saturday, or what happened Saturday. What would you say? Do you want to watch it real quick, and then I'll ask you the question I want to ask you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you want to show that, Dan? He's always got to do it differently.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I want to watch it all the way till they get him in the car. He just won't get in that car. How much of that can we chalk up to theater?
In what way?
Well, you said TSA's, a lot of it's theater. How much of this was whatever transpired there? Was
You mean in
expected.
the way of the security they had out there?
And everything surrounding it.
Well, I mean, the security that they had out there, I wouldn't describe that as the theater in the sense that the theater would be maybe how many people you screen. If you're having a conversation about how many people got screened coming in.
Yeah.
That would be the theater side of it. There's the illusion of a very fortified entry point.
Yeah.
So somebody would drive up and say, I'm not even going to try to get in. They're going to catch you. Okay? Outside of that, the next thing I would say that you could allude to that would be like show of force. Okay? Did they have enough show of force to deter people? Obviously not. You know? And now you're talking about that rings of security. Okay? You obviously had enough rings of security the guy couldn't get in the inner circle maybe, but he was very easily allowed to get that outer circle. Okay? So when you talk about that show of force, theater would have meant start a half a mile out.
Right.
And make that look impenetrable. Okay? And then you have your rings coming in. It's not hard to do. You know, we've been securing facilities for a long time. We know how to do this. That's not it. So, I don't know, the motive is a separate conversation, but
Sure.
just tactilely what happened on the ground, the gaps are apparent. You should not have that.
Does it make it much more difficult? Does it change the situation immensely because it was outdoors versus like an indoor?
No, what made this more difficult from what I'm understanding, and maybe I could be corrected on this, you get a level of Secret Service protection while you're a candidate. Once you are the nominee, you get a full detail, okay? That full detail means you're not reliant on state and local to assist you. You're bringing a full contingency.
And he's not the official nominee until...
Well, that day he wasn't, now he is.
Yeah.
Okay? They had requested it ahead of time, because they said, hey, we're the presumptive nominee.
Right.
It's over. Now that's a political discussion as to what happened on that side, but pragmatically you get a level of protection each way through. In the beginning, all the candidates get a little bit, and then they have to pick up their own additional. Okay, so in this case, that's why you relied on state, local, and federal. Okay, so you have a collage of things. How often does that begin the breakdown or the opportunity for breakdown of communication? I've got people that operate and train at different levels. They're used to different comms. They're just not used to working together, as opposed to bringing out a dedicated team of 150 people that come out 2 days ahead of time. They set up in the area, they don't leave. Now you're coming to a secured facility, as opposed to securing a facility. Okay? It's the exact opposite there. So there's a lot of different ways to approach that. You could lock the place down 24 hours ahead of time, and lock it down. Now I've got overwatch. That means there's always guys in position, nobody's getting on any building. Okay? Because that's pied out in such a way that I've got all that overlap. If somebody pokes their head up, 3 people are going to see them and they're going to confirm. You know what I mean? You can set that up. Or the day of the event, you can get there and you can go off of a pre-positioned plan and call it good enough. And I've got Secret Service snipers, I've got state police snipers, and I've got local snipers. And I got to get them communicating now. Whoever's coordinating that is your single point of failure. That will come out in the investigation as to what happened with that coordination. Why were these teams not coordinating or talking better? Why was that confusion to where why was one person looking at another person and not able to ID him? Is he friendly or not? That should be easy. So there's a tool that wasn't there. Why? We don't know yet. You know?
Do you think it's like a protecting the president 101 tool?
Protecting the president 101 tool? Absolutely. This is protecting a candidate. So I'm saying as to what tools are available to them to draw on the resources, you know? Are you the varsity team or the JV team? Only one of you gets the good quarterback.
Okay. That's true. Like, now that you're saying that, because I've been thinking about this over the past couple of days, like, I've been to rallies for pretty much every president in my adult lifetime.
Did you go to a Biden rally?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Scranton's Night Out?
What's that?
Have you ever gone to Scranton's Night Out?
Yeah.
You're looking at the roof?
Oh, yeah.
There's a sniper team.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no president there.
Yeah.
So for something as small as that, because we're going to have a mayor and a state rep, not to belittle them, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For that,
yep.
We have a 2-person team with a sniper and a spotter on the roof of the high school every year. You know, we always wave at them because our booth has all the automatic weapon training versions in there, so we just hold up the RPGs to show them it's not real.
Yeah. No, but to that point, like, you know, I have been in town when Trump came through as president, when Biden came through as president, and when I tell you the level of security of them securing every doorway. They're putting tape and signing their initials that they checked that doorway, all everywhere.
And that's just what you saw.
Exactly, and that was for a president. Now, I've also been to a rally for a candidate when they were not president. You know, before we went to the Trump rally after he was out of office, before he started running again. We went to go see what all the fuss was about. There was security, but it was nothing like when he and Biden both drove through downtown, just driving through in the beast, not even getting out of the car. You know, it's
and that's the playbook. That's by design, and it's for a reason. You know what I mean? When they go out, they have a modicum of security, but in a case like Trump, he had his own on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
But this seems, but doesn't that what you're saying make sense if it's like a level playing field in terms of like in the past, if you had Clinton and Bush, you know what I mean? It's not like they're like, he's the devil, and there's not people out on the street corners going, fuck Joe Biden or fuck Trump.
You mean the increased reach,
just the fact that, like, you know,
the temperature's been turned up.
The temperature's been turned up. Don't you think that, like, pragmatically you'd be like, hey, we should probably
and apparently that was the request that was made.
Yeah, but also, like, the guy's got tons of fucking money. Like,
yes.
Half the guys taking him off that stage were U.S. Marshals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? I never knew the U.S. Marshals would be there. Why were they there?
Because it's a collage. Yeah,
so they're basically
it's resources. It's what resources are available. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's what resources are available. That could be a regional thing. That can just be a what's possible thing. You know what I mean? What else is going on and stuff like that. They bring those resources together. That planning didn't happen that day. Somebody put that plan together. You follow me?
Yeah.
They had to coordinate that days and weeks in advance. So to really understand why this group was there, why this group was here, they're gonna have to go back through that planning and see who put this action plan together, who reviewed it, who approved it, were there any questions on it, you know what I mean? And they're going to just walk through step by step. This doesn't happen over coffee. This doesn't happen quickly, and it's not just a copy-paste. Each unique situation is reviewed, a plan is generated, and there are specifically people that do that. You know, for example, George McCarroll, you heard me talk about George,
yeah,
who we work with. George is a RESA, Royal Engineer Search Advocate, I believe is the acronym. For every World Cup, Olympic, major event, there's a RESA. Their job is to make sure that everybody there involved with security is talking, is on the same page, has comms, and has a check down. So they're the overseer, okay? And their job is to make sure that everybody else knows their job, executes their job, and has a B, C, and D plan in case of emergency. That's that job. That's for big things. When you go to smaller things, like a rally or even a convention, there's not a RESA there, but there's somebody in that role. You start there. So they're the one ultimately in charge. Now that may be one person, it could be a team, it could be a unit. You know what I mean? Depending on the.
And is that it would in this situation would that have been Secret Service?
I would believe so. Yes, in this case, yeah.
Okay.
You talked about rings earlier.
Yes, rings of security.
How do you let into the innermost ring? Do you want to see a clip?
Well, so I think when you're saying rings, I think you're talking about like Secret Service, state.
No, I think it's
police.
talking
Or you're talking about like physical rings.
It's also physical on a map when you look
at. I mean that is very like how does that happen
circle?
At 150 yards?
Do the next one ready? Did you figure that out, fidget man?
All right, hold on.
Oh, I guess we're still holding. No, not this. This is just. I just wanted to show this to show how close this could have ended. If he didn't turn his head that eighth of an inch. Isn't that crazy?
That went right by his ear. The second one actually hit.
No, that's just the line where the first one hit. See, boom. All right, we'll go to the next one. Here's another angle of how close that came. Oh, Dan doesn't know how to do stuff. Push up, Dan. There you go. Push down, Dan. There you go.
Goodness gracious.
That's how close it was.
Yeah, that's right through the brainstem.
Next one. So this guy was right after the event.
Yeah.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm not speaking here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed the guy crawling
So how's that guy know? How's that guy go like, hey, there's stuff screwed up and he's not even part of a protected unit?
So one thing right there is you know.
Do you want to see, wait, before you say it, do you want to see the clip, the next clip?
Yeah, is that the one showing them yelling at the building? Yeah, because that's important. Because that'll show something.
Yeah.
I have a question immediately after this.
That's after he was shot, right?
No, he's shot there. There's a video of that when he's alive too.
Yeah, I forgot to put that one in there.
When he's
you see him crawling up.
But it's the same crowd. Okay. So
yeah.
The question
the same
is
people
this.
are going like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Who are they talking to?
I don't know.
You do. Who do you see in those videos?
Local police.
I don't see any police. If you watch that video scan back and forth, they're talking to other event goers.
So
there's nobody in that gap. If you watch that video, there's another video of this a little bit further back, and it shows him when he's crawling up slowly. He's bear crawling up.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
All I see them is them yelling at each other to get somebody. Tell he's on the roof. He's on the roof. I didn't see anybody in that gap. You know what I'm saying? If there was a cop in that video and that guy was still alive,
okay,
that would be on video.
You want to have the plot thicken?
Sure.
Dan, next video.
Did in fact see an individual on the roof with a weapon.
He saw the shooter.
He did.
Your officers are on patrol. They hear that there is a suspicious person on the rooftop. What did your officers do?
So our officers in the area started to converge on the building. My understanding is they did a full perimeter walk of the building, weren't able to see up on the roof. Two of the officers went to what appeared to be the lowest point from ground to roof. One of the officers actually boosted the second officer up high enough for him to grab over the roof. When he was able to pull his head up over the roof, he did in fact see an individual on the roof with a weapon.
He saw the shooter.
He did.
And what did the shooter do?
Turned towards him, had the barrel of his weapon pointed at the officer.
At that point, the officer's hanging on to the side of the roof?
Yes.
Unable to pull a gun out.
Unable to
defend himself. Unable to reach his radio.
Any of that. Yeah. Strictly defensive movement for him to lower his head, duck, lost his own grip, right? Fell approximately 8 feet to the ground.
That's a steep drop.
It's a good drop, yes.
Did he get hurt?
He did.
In that moment, did they realize there's a threat right now to the former president?
They did. So both the boosting officer and the officer that fell were both on the radio, indicating that there was an individual on the roof that did in fact have a weapon.
Who did they radio?
So there was a blanket tactical channel.
Everyone heard it.
Everyone who was on that tactical channel heard it, yes.
How much time between that radio communication and the gun being fired at the former president?
And I don't have that information.
Yeah, that's the big question right there, is how much time lapsed between him turning his rifle, basically getting out of position.
Correct.
Fall to the ground, you're on the radio. So at that point, every single person involved in security, I'm assuming, now knows, because he said they had a common channel.
Well, that's got to be confirmed, yeah. Who was on that channel? Was
Right.
anybody on that channel? And that's a technical question. You know what I mean? So you'd have to ask them to state, federal, and Secret Service. You'd have to assume, based on what they're saying, assumption though, you'd have to assume that everybody on there, whoever spoke, whether or not they could hear each other, they were talking to Secret Service. That would be your assumption. Every channel would go to Secret Service because the guy on top has to hear. So you could assume that.
Do we know how much time lapsed between the officer seeing him on the roof, him turning his rifle out of position, getting back into position? My understanding is that the two state police officers that you see in the background of the shot, they had eyes on him the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have immediately been authorized to take a shot.
Correct. And there's a question, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but they were talking about that they asked for confirmation and authorization.
And they refused it?
Yeah. Or did not receive it in time before the shot took off.
I mean, but like, it's gotta be, I mean, like, we all shoot.
It should be instant.
Like, you're turned here, I'm assuming you're on your knees at best.
Mm-hmm.
You get back into position, down, 1, 2, 3, 4
seconds.
I mean, you're talking, but that's still enough time, hit the ground, hey, there's a shooter.
Oh yeah.
He's not our guy, take him out.
And the whole idea of pieing an area out is
Yeah.
so that a sniper can quickly see the target.
Yeah.
And acquire the target. If you have a huge field of vision,
Mhm.
you can't pick out the sniper quickly. So you pie things out so that everybody has a reasonable amount of coverage.
Yeah.
So the designated shooter in that area
Mm-hmm.
should have instantly known, I have a target, now
Get on it.
assuming he could see it at that point. I'm not sure, you know what I mean?
I did notice. I
If when the guy turned to face the cop, he may have taken himself out of view of the sniper.
Okay.
And then turned back into. You don't know because
I will.
Do you want
looks like this.
Do you want
yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
I'll say
That's where you need that compilation view.
Well, and I think that's what you might have just pulled up
This is
here.
what I pulled up,
The
right?
one thing, I was talking to my brother.
Yeah, this is
my brother-in-law, and he nerded out on this video. He looked even like the zoom on the scope that police officer used that took the shot, and he noticed as the 10 seconds before taking the shot, he was off of his scope.
Correct.
Because I think he was so zoomed in at 150 yards that I think he had to almost kind of realign that scope, and that was that little bit of lapse in time between.
And you mentioned hunting. You hunt deer?
No.
Okay. Sometimes, depending on the angle, sometimes depending on the angle of that deer,
Right.
Okay, you're just scanning your area,
Right.
and then boom, I see something, and my eye is drawn to it.
Right.
I've had that happen where a deer is facing 3/4 hind facing me, and has its head down below its left shoulder, biting at a tick, let's say. And for a second, I'm looking at it going, what am I looking at? That's the right color. That's the right, but something's wrong. What am I looking at here? I can't get my orientation.
Yeah, shape, whatever.
And in that moment, sometimes you will do this. I'll break from the scope and take a wider view. Oh, it's a deep, and then I'll go back to the scope.
Yep.
And sometimes that's because in that moment I just don't recognize what I see. Where does that match up to where that guy was in turn from the officer to back?
Here.
And if you have
Maybe
somebody
he
that's
disappeared for a second and came back.
or just that turn. If I'm trained to look at I'm looking for a weapon, I'm looking for a head, I'm looking for an arm in a position of point of threat. If it's twisted into a ball because he's turning or rotating, that can cause that. What am I looking at?
It's basically an optical illusion.
I have to get visual confirmation.
Well,
That
especially
doesn't-
when you're
that
that
doesn't-
zoomed in at 150 yards.
But that doesn't fit the thing. I was hunting the one time I turned, a deer jumped out of the corn, and I didn't even realize I pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? As soon as I saw the antler, I fired. And it just from years of hunting, you know what I mean? I saw the antler. I knew what I was shooting at. I instantly recognized that and took the shot quick. And I've had times where I've had to really look at the deer. What am I looking at here? Okay, all right, there's another deer behind it that's blurring my vision. Or, you know what I mean? There's something else I'm seeing. It's a branch. That's not a buck, it's a doe. You know what I mean? So sometimes your eye just doesn't make it up. I'm not speaking for that sniper, but I'm saying it doesn't take much to cause a 2 or 3 second hesitation.
Yep.
And that's all you need to really advance something.
So it's
a game of seconds.
Let's
yeah.
let's. I think now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the video that shows the people warning. Now, like you said before, they're talking to each other. So I don't know if they're talking to anybody.
Right.
So I don't know if they're talking to any law enforcement.
Is it being heard?
Yeah. Are the cries being listened to? Right. So all right, Dan, you ready? So they synced all these videos up.
Yeah, on the roof. Look.
It looked like there was a police officer walking that way. Yep.
Right there, see him?
And he's up on the roof there.
Yep.
Somebody said he was causing trouble before.
So can you pause that for a second, Dan?
Oh boy.
Sorry,
let's see if you can do it.
I'm taking over your show. Damn it. Taking over your show for a second. No. Okay, he's on the uphill approach.
Yep.
Your snipers are behind Trump to Trump's left.
Yep.
Okay?
So it's like 2 hills.
So right now he's on the low side of the next hill.
They can't see him.
If anybody's calling to them and they're saying, do you have eyes on this building? I have eyes on the building. Do you see what I see? No, I don't.
Okay.
So now they're going to go to another view and another view, and they're going to try to get confirmation of what the people are reporting before they can tell them. So, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We're gonna watch.
No,
Dan.
this is good.
We're
This is
gonna
why
watch
you're
Dan
here.
struggle through this.
It's my show card.
Use your arrows.
Yeah, I lost it.
There you go. There you go. No, you're good. Oh, yeah. We're just currently looking for sponsors.
Can we get audio? There we go.
What's happening? Yeah, look. There he is.
they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because
He's
these
so,
teleprompters
oh
are so
man,
damn boring, I try
I
to
miss the way
explain
it says China.
Oh, it is a, wow. You guys
We're
are
at minute
doing,
10.
you're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol.
Dan, can you pause? Keep an eye on the one camera, I think pans to the right, which is the first video we saw. It hit the hydraulics of the forklift. Yeah. Watch if you remember that. Okay.
Yeah, after the shots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the whole speaker system fall.
Yeah, what hit that?
A bullet.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I never noticed that till we just watched it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit more of that chart. That chart's people who was holding, if you want to look at this,
Oh, it hit the hydraulic.
Yep.
Wow.
So the boom came down. And that last clip I think you heard was Secret Service.
So it took
That's
2 minutes, 15
that's
seconds.
That's the fireman on the right that was hit from behind.
We don't know if President Trump has been shot. We know he's at the ground. We do not know if President Trump has been shot. He's up. He's up. Shots are still continuing to be fired. He's giving a thumbs up, everybody. He's giving a thumbs up.
Those guys around him are U.S. Marshals. But now watch the bottom left camera. To the right there, another guy was hit. In that right bleachers.
Breaking news right now. This is Vanessa Broussard. According to Butler, Pennsylvania, we
Yeah.
hear shots fired at the rally not 10 to 15 minutes after President Trump arrived. He hit the ground. Unheard of yet if he has been hit by gunfire. Secret Service quickly erupted.
I can't see the guy down.
Snipers on the building behind the.
I think they hit him, but the guy looks bad.
So, does that open? Is there new information for you there, or no?
No, not really, except for the fact that, like I said, that you've got that many people in that gap. And I think we saw one cop walking around the perimeter.
Yeah.
Why was there not, that would be the question they're asking right now, is why was there not gap teams in those areas?
If
So
I'm
that-
not mistaken, that roof
Because
was.
visual confirmation is one thing, but having a rapid response team ready to go over there and deal with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, from what I understand is that roof of that building where that kid was supposed to be, they identified it as a place where something like that could happen.
Who had in the security aspect of
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So right there tells you then why was that not included in that ring?
I don't know.
Right. So when you go back to again, in the hindsight of the Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a weird one.
And again, but when you look at that region and you look at that layout, Okay? There was nothing safe about the layout. You cannot secure that.
The concert.
Yeah, the concert venue. There's no way to secure that. Okay? Just the layout. So at that point, you're making a decision. Okay? It's a risk assessment. Do we have a reason to think there's going to be a security issue here? And if so, you're going to move the venue if that was the case. You know? If you cannot secure the area with the team you have, you do not go forward with the venue. You relocate or you change the team.
So are you saying, like, not only in a situation like this where you have a presidential candidate holding a rally, but also Las Vegas, a music festival, in every large group gathering like that, is there always somebody or some team that puts together a risk assessment and they weigh essentially the pros and cons of risk versus reward?
100%. 100%. You're always going to go out and do a pre-check. You're going to go out and they're going to evaluate the area like a George would go. I mean, even a local here, Joe Harris.
Yeah.
Joe Harris did
We've
that.
had Joe Harris, friend of the pod.
Yeah, Joe Harris does that. He will go out with the book. That's what they're going to do. You're going to put yourself in the mind of the attacker and say, well, what I do, okay, well, here's my vantage points. Can I secure these vantage points easily? Yes or no? Simple question. Now, there's no maybe. It's a yes or no.
Yeah.
Do I have the manpower to secure this? And you're going to look at it and say, I can't. It's a 12-layer parking garage. It's open 24/7. It's highly trafficked. I've got all these buildings. These are public hotels with balconies. You're going to look at all those things versus, okay, I've got a building here. It's all fixed glass. Okay, that's better. You know what I mean? I'm going to hear the sound of breaking glass, a la Vegas. So versus an open veranda. So you look at all those things. How effectively can I control and lock down this area? Can I lock it down the night before and keep it sterile? Or is it a transit area? Is it downtown? And they're not going to let me do that. We got to set up at 3 p.m. The event's at 8. Well, now I have 5 hours to sweep an area effectively. I can come the day before, but I cannot assume it's how I left it. So it depends on all those timings. How much time do you have? When President Bush came to the baseball stadium, you couldn't get in there for 3 days before. Secret Service came in and set up shop. They used it like a hotel. It was secure for days. So the day of the event, all they have to do is what they've been doing. And there were snipers all over Montage Mountain. So they had it covered. If you're showing up at a place at 3 p.m. and the president's coming on or the VIP is coming on in 5 hours, you have 5 hours. Because at 2 p.m. it was an open facility. So there's all those things have to be weighed, and that's the job of the people that are going out and doing those pre-plans. They're coming back with a risk assessment and saying, you're coming here, here's what we have to contend with, here's what I need. I need X amount of teams of this many personnel, I need these sniper positions, I need these fast and you build that program out. And it's different every time. Yes, if you're going to come back to the same place next year, you grab last year's playbook to start from. Unless there was
tweak is necessary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you check the current risk assessments. Are the threats the same this year as last year? Yes. Okay, then you can start from there.
Let me ask you this, because I unfortunately
You gotta do.
awesome, and I do have to go here in a little bit. I just want to ask you one more question, kind of related but differently. Let's say hypothetically Donald Trump had not turned his head at the last second, and that bullet landed at its intentional target. What would America look like moving forward?
I don't know. I don't think it would be the same. I don't think it would be universal. I think you'd have different groups reacting differently. Would there be violence? Yeah, probably. I don't see how there wouldn't be. How it would start and where it would happen, I don't think we know. I have to think about that. But it's been a long time in our nation since that happened. And it didn't go over well last time. And if you look at how much ratcheted things are up now, how
significantly more than JFK,
and how hyper politicized everything is. If people were saying we've been on the verge of something bad happening politically or just amongst the people, what would that do? You'd have to assume that would be a flashpoint. It's just a matter of how far. And I think the difference there is I think we would surprise ourselves, and I don't think it would be as big as people think. I think it may be more prolonged, and I think it would be the beginning of something.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be you wake up the next day and cities are burned. I don't.
Did you know
pockets? Yes.
Yeah, I think there'd be pockets of violence,
but it would not be broad.
Neighbors across the street who finally are like,
it would not be. It would not be the right raising up And you know what I mean?
It would be small pockets isolated throughout the country.
Yeah, I definitely think, and then you break into skirmishes, and then you get into the whole bubble philosophy of how that would be different.
So as and I know you got to go, but I kind of want to include you in this question. Mike and I have been to a Trump rally, and I never in 2016 I would have never thought I would ever go to a fucking Trump rally, right? The energy there was incredible. It was just all good people, and like they had said, it was bizarre. It was just bizarre how good the energy is, because it wasn't what I expected. When this happened Saturday, the thing that I really noticed is nobody ran. No. Nobody ran.
Mm-hmm.
They all stayed there.
That's been the number one question from everybody that I've talked to about this is
reaction.
Everybody dropped, and as soon as they had announced that everything was clear, it turned back into a party. Because at that time, people didn't know that 2 other people had been shot.
I don't know about a party. I think,
but I mean, well, it was a celebratory.
You know, the fact that he was walking out.
Yeah.
Well, there was 15, 20 seconds there where those people, you know, those supporters are like, what is this the moment?
Yeah, like
is this
what is happening? And then, I mean, even, you know, I always mess up his name from the Young Turks. Cenk?
Oh, Cenk.
Yeah.
Uygur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even him, like, I watched what he posted on Twitter, and he said, listen, you know, don't like the guy, but man, that was badass.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you can't have any other response than that, of just like, holy cow.
Yeah, when you're pushing through your security trying to, and you can see that visibly, you know, and they said he wanted to get back to the mic to reassure people that he was okay.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let him, you know.
My brother-in-law, he said, if people thought he was intolerable before, just wait. Yeah. Which I think actually the opposite is going to happen. I think he's actually I think he's going to take on a new sense of humility and united spirit.
To the original point there too, I've heard other people say that when you talk about the reaction, and I do think it's for a couple different reasons. Number one, if you go to a Trump rally, you're going to find a lot of veterans.
Yeah,
they're going to respond to you. If you go to a Trump rally, you're going to find a lot of gun people. They're going to respond to you.
Yeah, a lot of first responders.
And otherwise, a group of people that you're going to have there, you're going to have people that are there because of their sheer love for their devotion to Donald Trump. Or their country, yes. Yeah. But in that day, they're focused on him. It's like a Trump rally.
And it's not crazy when it's like a shared thing.
If there's an emergency at an event, and you're there with a loved one, what is your first concern?
Cover them up.
Or if you're not near them, are they okay?
Yeah.
So if you look at that, your vets aren't going to jump at the fire. What are they going to do? A lot of them were the guys in the crowd that started scanning. But instantly went to, where is it coming from? What is going on? How do I do X, Y, Z? Whether that's cover my family, move, retreat, attack, whatever it may be in that mindset. You had people scanning. You had gun people that just don't necessarily freak out at the sound of a gun. You saw other people hit the ground and never come up. Terrified.
Yeah.
And probably not, you know what I mean? So you have different levels of people there. But yeah, I think that mix of people at a Trump rally are going to give some of those different reactions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were ready to respond. They were looking for the threat. And the other ones were all eyes on him. They didn't run. They didn't run.
Well, it's almost like Trump set the tone.
Right.
Of we're not leaving until we make sure he's okay.
Right.
And then once he got up and, you know, fist in the air, he set the tone for that event.
Right. Do you think that that's something that like he knew he had to do, or it was instinctual?
The one reaction, I don't remember who I heard this from, but it was, you know everything you need to know about a man the second after he gets shot.
Who told you that, 50 Cent?
No, it was a veteran on social media somewhere. It might have been like
I feel like a piece of
kind
shit.
of guy. I don't remember who it was.
It's a good point, though.
But he said, like, there's 2 ways you can respond in that situation, especially for somebody being Donald Trump, not a military guy, doesn't have that background. There's one way, and the way that most people would handle it, most presidents, most presidential candidates, they stay down, they get into the car, they're out, and he was fighting to make sure everybody knew. Immediately after getting almost shot, well, he's shot in the head, but like almost dying, his number one concern was, I've got to make sure that people know that we're in the fight. I mean, that tells you a lot about a human being and a lot about their constitution.
Yeah, and I mean, I think people talk about, you know, he's a megalomaniac, he's a this, he's a that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that gives, in that moment, yeah, that's him.
And at the end of the day, and I think
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
There's many facets to his personality.
Sure.
A lot of it is his constitution, his ability to, in that moment, get back up and do that. And also, too, man, is that guy a good salesman?
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. I mean, it's all part of it. There's many pieces to this puzzle that are Donald Trump in that moment.
The branding never stops.
100%.
It's all the brand.
100%.
I've seen people lose their keys handle it better than he did.
Yeah.
Or handle it worse than he did.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But everything is the brand in that sense, and I think what people realize now, and
It's
I'm not.
strength.
Well,
Yeah, it's this show of strength, this show of force.
But I think what this did too, and not trying to make a political statement for him, but I think what this did to people that thought that he was trying to give off an air or give off a presence.
It was, oh no, this is real.
That's him.
This is who he is. It's
I
not a
think
show.
it
It's not a
takes that
game.
away.
Yeah, it takes away that whole like, oh, he's faking it.
Do you
to
think?
look
Do you
tough in
think
the
that?
cameras.
Do you think that that's why a lot of people in the last like 4 or 5 days have been like,
He
I
won.
hated the guy.
Yeah, he won. It's over.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
It's
in
a
my life.
day and time when everybody is broken, and when everybody is wishy-washy, and when nobody wants to have conviction. Seeing fortitude.
Yeah. It's a game changer. It's a change.
But that's the thing that they tell you not to have, Dean. Don't have.
Okay.
I know you gotta go.
I gotta do it, guys.
All right.
Dean,
Sir.
this has been. I will put this already now. I'm calling it now. My top 3 favorite podcasts we've ever done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been better if Dan didn't screw it up.
Have fun at your swingers party. I was being nice. I did not say a single mean thing.
Not into the microphone.
Not to pass out.
Have fun at your swingers party.
Yo, what's
I knew
good, bro?
we should say that Micah is going to some event with swingers, right?
Is it Eyes Wide Shut?
Don't forget your plugs.
It's not like Carter's here, is it? Something that's not like Carter's here.
Well, Carter, why don't you hop on the mic over there?
What's the talk?
Come on, just go sit over there.
We don't know you. You should have an opinion.
Everybody, for the record, Carter also works for
moving to Thailand is that you're gonna get bored after a while,
Represent the
right?
company well.
I mean, how much Thai food can you really
Watch your
eat?
feet. Watch your feet.
Carter's on the inert side, not the roll call side, but he works in our production development side. So.
Can you get?
Right. The
What was the point?
not gonna work.
What was the point you were
20.
just on at that time, though?
30 hand jobs.
Since we have a second here.
40.
What's this?
Want to get 50? I mean, come on, that's crazy. That's too much.
It always does.
Oh, okay.
60?
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to record on the
With
audio.
moving to Thailand.
Mike, what was I saying?
We were talking fortitude, and then you said something, and then
I told him I was going to shut up. That's what I told him. I mean, that's the thing that like
oh, you said that's what we're not supposed to have.
fortitude.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Is that
supposed
not
to-
what people are drawn to?
But that's the crazy thing about. I wouldn't put those in your You don't want that to happen.
Instead of headphones, over there, people the other day, I think I'm getting the table with the guys.
You see headphones over there?
Behind the liquor
Oh yeah,
bottle.
behind the liquor bottles.
Up on top.
Up top.
Behind the statue, the guy holding the
This
guy's
is,
groin.
this is what you hire?
This is your studio.
You got producer material.
But to your point right there, Mark, okay, parents tell their daughters not to date the bad boys. But there's certain qualities that people
Is that a protection thing or is
but
that?
people can be the same thing now. You know what I mean? If society's telling you to avoid certain traits, but if those traits are still attractive to people in the sense that strength and confidence.
Can you hear yourself?
Yep, I can still translate.
Stay about a fist away and you'll sound good. Don't breathe into it.
I'll do my best.
So how old are you?
I am 22.
Thinks he's about the freak. How's
Yeah,
the
I'm a
framing? Is
youngin'.
the framing okay?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Just like lean in. Don't sit up like you got to pull up your butt.
You're good. Just be comfortable.
Drop the chair like it.
Don't be nervous.
Just hit the.
It's just a bunch of dudes. How old are you? 23?
22.
You ever been to a bar?
Not by myself, no.
You've never. Well, that's alcoholism. But if you've ever been to a bar with like buddies, that's all we're doing. We're just sitting around. It's bar talk.
Yeah.
All right. So what does your generation think?
I'm honestly hearing.
Sorry, Dean. I'm gonna hop it over to him.
I'm a TikTok user. I'm hearing a lot of things. I have been hearing a lot of things ever since the event happened. I've been hearing, well, obviously the very first theory that came out, I don't know if the majority believes this or still believes this, was that the whole thing was staged. Like, people were saying that it was either a BB gun or a blood pack or a water balloon to simulate the blood.
But here's a great test. Ready?
Mhm.
What kinds of people would say that?
That I'm not sure.
It seems like it was people on the liberal side were saying.
Oh, well, I'm sure that was the majority, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very upset that I've been called a conspiracy theorist for 4 years, and then these people get to say ketchup packet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I thought he bladed himself like they do in wrestling.
I think that's almost built into our society now too, with the knee-jerk responses. I was talking to somebody the other day about that, in the sense that the 24-hour news cycle and the speed of information on the internet and all the different mediums that we have to get it, we need it now. We need it immediately. If we don't have it, we're going to grab what's in front of us. And
Right.
even the media, it's first, not right. I got to be first. I don't care if I'm right. I can correct it later on.
But the damage is already done.
But the damage is already done.
Yeah.
So I think there's the rush to, I need to fill the gap of knowledge now. And that's where the conspiracies or just the off, you know what I mean? Everything has to just flow. We no longer have the ability to wait 2 hours for the true information. For the first press conference to come out even. It was within minutes, to Carter's point, within minutes, there was 50 different conspiracy theories.
And I'm just gonna come back in real quick just to say that I feel like that's no longer the main theory. And I also feel like anyone who looked at it for longer than 10 seconds could see that obviously was not staged. Like, the big thing that I heard at the time was that it was something to do with the sound of the gunshot not sounding as loud as it would, while not really paying attention to the fact that there wasn't a microphone on that roof. They wouldn't pick up that audio as much, along with other things like that that could have easily been debunked in like 5 seconds.
The thing that initially made me think it was bullshit was everything of, like, this is gonna sound terrible, but like everything about it was like it was out of the movie. You know what I mean?
Almost
like
two,
like
The angle.
dead to right.
Coming up with his fist in the air over everybody, the blood just running across his face.
I want my
very,
shoes.
like, yeah.
I think a lot, and again, because they've accused, both sides have accused the other side of politicizing everything,
Right.
staging everything. Again, there's always going to be in that, that's our first reaction now.
Yeah.
It's fake, it's staged, it's a conspiracy theory. And then it's not. And then we go back to normal life.
Well, you go back to
But I think in that
it's not
blip,
wasn't that conspiracy theory.
right? But in that blip, that's what we instantly grab to now, because so many crazy things have happened. You know, and as we learn, more and more things either weren't true or were slightly twisted, and then we're learning later. Now we don't know what to believe, so I think that almost makes everything fair game. If you go back 20, 30 years, if you said the smallest conspiracy theory, 5 people in a room would point at you and go, "You're a conspiracy theory."
That shit was so crazy.
That's true. How many years ago did you say? What did I say?
What do you think? How many years ago?
Nah, it's longer than 20 years ago. Yeah, 20.
I'm gonna push back against that, man. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'll always go back to unsolved mysteries.
Like it's like the 80s when it started.
No. 9/11. Well, it started with the Kennedy
But
assassination.
don't you think that now the conspiracy theory thing, like hell,
It's a pejorative.
but it took that one TV show now there's thousands of podcasts about it. So it's much more involved. It's much more easily.
That's how fucked up everything is, Dean. You
That's
that many podcasts.
That's my point. But that's my point. It's now everywhere. So
Like every white woman trying to find a murderer.
they're not the simple idea of somebody talking about it and raising them is not an odd thing anymore. They're all now on the table. That's my point.
That's why that's why I love.
It's become common.
You know, there's a lot of people who are afraid of this moment in history, and I kind of like I'm more like this is the craziest part of our existence, especially as a country. Like, how could you not want it? Like, if America survives the next 3 months, and we end up, you know, not killing each other and get rid of the globalists and all that shit, like 100 years from now, all the kids are gonna be like, man, imagine what it'd be like when Trump got shot. It's like, and then everybody said he had ketchup, but then he raised his fist, and then you find out, like,
It is going to
they're like, this is the most amazing time to be alive.
It is going to change the conversation. It's going to force a change through the tone. It's unfortunate.
How long does it last, though?
Well, that's the question. That depends on what comes out of it, and that's up to us. But it's unfortunate that it took loss of life.
That's terrible. That's
horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can
Trying
have a
to
whole
hold this fucking dog.
Absolutely. And this is a person that a guy that protected his community. Saturday morning, October 26, 1985, 1:18:85. It's unfortunate of that, but it does present an opportunity.
It does. But you know what? I thought fucking COVID was going to be that opportunity.
COVID wasn't, but
Yesterday was Steve.
you gotta admit this is different. Because it feels different.
It always does. I always thought COVID was going to be the unifying thing.
I think this is a timing thing.
You think all the stars are aligned for the perfect?
I do
not
think
perfect.
we have a short attention span, but the amount of time between this and the election is not that long, and it's a hyper
period of time. So I think if you had an opportunity for something to stick around long enough and take root, and people can, with a more jaundiced view, can say, well, it'll be piggybacked on for political purposes. Okay. If the message is still good, I'm okay with that.
Right.
If a good message is used to rally people, why is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? It's when the wrong message is used to rally people, that's how we get here. So if you can take that horrible incident and not only learn from it, but try to bring a different group of people to have a conversation,
right?
You know, then yeah, that's a step forward. So we're at a fork right now. We could take this and go to both sides dig in, and it just gets worse. And we know what's going to happen there. This will increase and it will magnify.
Yeah.
You know, we're running with, you know, again, to draw a comparison to terrorism.
But I guess you were listening. But I guess you wasn't listening, ain't no money. But I guess you wasn't listening, there's no money. But I guess you wasn't listening, I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening. You heard me and said the side, so watch me spray, spraying in the black flag and banging the black magnum. Your bitch is like chips, cause she free to lay. Man, I done had her, move on to something better. You niggas is all average, and I'm the last rapper. You living in the past, and I'm the next track star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, leave your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas, and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed, and I lead up like a bachelor. Got a big bank, and my shit keep adding up. You ain't bad enough, Mr. Jackson. I'll make you moonwalk when I hit you with the candy. Get your jacket, the gang colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. Wasn't listening, and I wasn't money. But I guess you wasn't listening, and I'm about money. But I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening. You bugged me and synthesize and watch me spray, waving the black flag and banging the black magnum. Your bitch is like chips, cause she free to lay. Man, I done had her, move on to something average. And I'm the mad rapper. You living in the past, and I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, leave your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas, and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed, and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank, and my shit keep adding up. You ain't bad enough, Mr. Jackson. I'll make you moonwalk when I hit you with the candy. Get your jacket, the gang colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money. Oh no, it's him again. Who that be? It's the T-R-A-D. You know that's me, like Genuine. Yeah, I'm the same OG, a gangster and a gentleman. Carolina's commodity. We kill for shots and show you right where the bodies be. We move homicidal and murder you niggas logically. I'm banging the waitress, she for poisoning your apostrophes. I'm like a bear who pop the leash, more like a cocky beast. Puffing on that Bobby Reed, thinking about the prophecy, and then I got this squeeze. Rob you like a lottery. Payday, payday, I use that off from. Mayday, mayday, we need my blood size. And fuck eating your lunch. I want your dinner, your supper, your breakfast, and your brunch. Your rings and your watch is the car that you sitting in. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money. About money, but I guess you were listening. Yeah, I'm talking about money. But I guess guns need insecticide, so watch me spray. Waving the black flag and banging the black magnum. Your bitch is like chips cause she's free to lay. Man, I done had to move on to something better. You niggas is all average and I'm the mad rapper. You living in the past and I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an avalanche, leave your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank and my shit keep adding up. You ain't bad enough, Mr. Jackson. I'll make you moonwalk when I hit you with the cannon. Get your jacket, the game colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you were listening. But I guess you were listening. Oh yo, it's him again. Who that be? It's the T-R-A-V. You know that's me, like genuine. Yep, I'm the same OG, a gangster and a gentleman. Carolina's commodity. We killers like shotters to show you right where them bodies be. We move homicidal and murder you niggas logically. I'm banging the waitress, she put poison in your apostrophes. I'm like a pill pop the leash, more like a cocky beast. Puffing on that poppy weed, thinking about the prophecy, and then I cock and squeeze, rocking like a lottery. Mayday, mayday, I use that pop. Mayday, mayday, we need more blunts. And fuck eating your lunch. I want your dinner, your supper, your breakfast, and your brunch. Your rings and your watches, the car that you're sitting in. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. But I guess you were listening. I'm about money. But I guess you were listening. I'm talking about money. But I guess you were listening. About money. But I guess you were listening. About money. But I guess you were listening. But I guess you were listening. But I guess you wasn't listening, ain't no money. But I guess you wasn't listening, there's no money. But I guess you wasn't listening, I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening, I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening, about money. But I guess you wasn't listening, I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening, about money. But I guess you wasn't listening, I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening. You pussy insects, I watch them spray. Waving the black flag and banging the black magnum. Your bitch is like chips, she's free to lay. And I done had to move on to something better. You niggas is all average, and I'm the mad rapper. You living in the past, and I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, see your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas, and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank and my shit keep adding up. You ain't bad enough, Mr. Jackson. I'll make you moonwalk when I hit you with the can and get your jacket. The gate colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. About money. But I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening. Oh no, it's him again. Who that be? It's the T-R-A-P. You know that's me like genuine. I'm the same OG, a gangster in a gentleman. Carolina's commodity. We killers like shotters to show you right where we
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing?
Nobody got caught, nigga got killed, nobody did shit. So we buy more guns and sell more yay. Got new cars and rock big chains, and who made the rules to the games that we play? Maybe the ones who did the slave trade. 15 and locked up, real statistics. 15 and pregnant, shit's realistic. Childhood was fun, too bad that you missed it. Corner track stuck in the system. Corners box project buildings. This is the way that we raise our children. Take a lot of stealing about your dealing. Reply to the facts, so they need our healing. Welfare office, back to the ceiling. The kids have the kids and the kids keep killing. Rap for your freedom, cause you know you need to rap. The system won't change unless my gladiators rap for your freedom, cause you know you need to rap. The system won't change unless my gladiators rap. Make me push my pencil. Why we so poor, gotta push the issue. So we sell drugs and pop them pistols. They make out there in the hood all day. Don't hustle, don't sleep, just work, no play. Get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on. Get plenty paper, so we got.
Alright, I'm trying to reorder. I'm putting some of these songs in different orders. So I got a bunch of gangster songs, and then I got a bunch of more bang and grind. Well, both of these they're like kind of split between like being like somewhat conscious and just a bunch of bullshit. So if I do it like that, bang, still riding. Well, no, what if I do, what happened? I don't know what I did just now. Wait a minute. Alright, so there's 14 songs. Let me see. I'm gonna do. Put this here. And put this before that. So now it goes Parents and Teachers, Digital Domination, Lost Love, Diamond. Well, Lost Love can come down to the bottom right before this, I guess. Histories, Mysteries. Because Lost Love is just a song for my grandmother, so that's not conscious art gangster rap, really. So that can kind of be in the middle. So now it's Parents and Teachers, Digital Domination, Diamonds, New Solution, Kids, Lost Love, Histories, Mysteries, Chiba Dreamin', We Still Riding, Bang, Grind, Dope Boys, and About Money. I got 2 versions of About Money on this list because I like both versions of it. I still may roll it again and try to get another version of it, but let me listen to it from just the kind of gangster stuff. So from Chiba Dreamin' down, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs. So how do these 6 songs flow, like back to back to back?
Yeah. Smoking on that Chiba high times, reefer. Smoking on that Chiba high times, reefer. Smoking on that Chiba high times, reefer. We rolling. You know we on a special sweet cigarillos, grown berries, bananas and grapes, smoking on exotic fruity weed, tasting like some blueberries, blowing circles, making race. See them crystals. traveler on a trend. Night things, we transcend, switch around, circle blend, good vibes, never pretend. Jack Hero, white widow, pumping clouds out the window, running circles near Nintendo, Castlevania, no limbo, homies tripping, got the show. Exhaling, thought, smoke slow. Chatting aliens, they know you like it, those we just smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer, smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer, smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer. We rollin', we rollin', we rollin', ayy. White widow, moving clouds out the window, running circles, Nintendo, Castlevania, no limbo, homies tripping, catch the show. Exhaling, thoughts, smoke slow. Chatting aliens, they know galactic thoughts, we just blow. Smoking on that groove, galactic thoughts, we just blow. Smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times. Smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer. Smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer. Smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer. Smoking on that Chiba Chiba, high times, reefer, reefer. Mind waves on the sand clouds, something mind. We still rolling, we still ride, still around, we supply it, mama the fire, y'all keep buying. I'm the king of the jungle, y'all just lying. Y'all sipping on the gin juice, y'all getting loose. I'm none of that purple haze, now I got a boost. Talking all that bullshit like you the truth. Now I gotta shoot a ruler bull in his tooth. Back to the booth, back to the beats, back to the trap house, back to the streets. Back on your hard white back to the fiends. I'll shoot you in the ass, turn your back on me. I give my shit back a weed, a bag of weed, do sex all night like I'm trying to make a scene. I'm getting ratchet, causing a scene. You call the police, I'm calling my G's. My one's so big, it's called a machine. And I'm half-baked still, calling for weed. South Carolina gon' blow in due time. Couple thousand in my pocket and $1 million on my mind. Yeah, we still rolling, we still riding, we supply it, flying. Y'all keep buying, I'm the king of the jungle, y'all just lying. Hands on the block, still wanna stop crack. Never kiss me sick, cause I'm sleeping with my cat. I'm up in the VIP, speaking in the back. I'm smoking with the owner, you sneaking in the sack. I'm creeping in the sack with a chick so bad. My brain real good and my ass real fat. And then I switch gears cause I like it real fast. Hugging on the curves like I'm whipping the jag. I got a clip in a mag, or a snitch in the flag. The mortician got a bag and a toe tag. Left one hand seed, you be resting in peace. Just hand me the heat, leave the rest up to me. I push a wig back like a back of that D. Hand me the work, watch me hustle these beats. Hustle this South, hustle this weed. Hustle this music, selling CDs. We still rolling, we still riding, we supply it, riding. All the fire, y'all keep buying. I'm the king of the jungle, y'all just lying. Hands on the block, still wanna sell crack. Never catch me slipping, I'm sleeping with my gat. I'm up in the VIP, sneaking in the back. I'm smoking with the owner, you sneaking in the sack. I'm creeping in the sack with a chick so bad. My brain real good and my ass real fat. And then I switch gears cause I like it real fast. Hugging on the curves like I'm whipping the jag. I got a clip in the mag, or a snitch in the black. The mortician got a bag and a toe tag. Mess with that C, you be resting in peace. Just hand me the heat, leave the rest up to me. I put the wig back like a back of that D. Hand me the work, watch me hustle these beats. Hustle that soft front, hustle this weed. Hustle this music, selling CDs. I got some seed on me in my heater. We still rolling, blowing smoke from the speakers. Speeding so fast that y'all can't see us. Sonic boom, blow the air bubbles up the speakers. We still rolling, we still riding, we supply it. All of the fire, y'all keep buying. I'm the king of the jungle, y'all just lying. New feeder, me and my heater. We still rolling, blowing smoke from the speakers. Speeding so fast that y'all can't see us. Sonic boom, blow the air bubbles out the sneakers. I got a two-seater, me and my heater. Still rolling, blowing smoke from the speakers. Speed so fast that y'all can't see the sun. Boom, blow the air bubbles out your speakers. Still rolling weed on my head, I'm still rolling on smoke from the speakers. Speed so fast that y'all can't see the sonic boom, blow the air bubbles out your sneakers. Freedom, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators for your freedom, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Nobody got shot, nobody got caught. Nigga got killed, nobody did shit. So we buy more guns and sell more yay. Got new cars and rock big chains. And who made the rules of the games that we play? Maybe the ones who did the slave trade. 15 and locked up, real statistics. 15 and pregnant, shit's realistic. Childhood was fun, too bad that you missed it. Corner track stuck in the system. Corners, blocks, projects, buildings. This is the way that we raise our children. Teach them how to steal and about trust dealing. And blind to the facts, so they need our healing. Welfare office, back to the ceiling. The kids having kids and the kids keep killing. Back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators. In my hand, make me push my pencil. Why we so poor, gotta push the issue. So we sell drugs and pop them pistols. They ain't made it hard, the life that I've been through. Biggest gang police and politicians. If you know Latin, it's right there written on the back of the dollar. New world order, teach the truth to our sons and our daughters. Fundamental passion trapped in their borders. They get on this back, it's time to get over. Knowledge is power, weight on your shoulders. First like water, then like steel. Shadow skills and strike like a cobra. Eventually do it, but we need more soldiers. The 15 knew it, but you gotta decode it. These are the last days, it's been quoted. Back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Got the whole hood handcuffed. Trap her down, let me see you throw your hands up. I ain't gonna sit till my hands cut. Ready for the mission, so just stand up. Gladiator music, starting a movement. Gotta educate, motivate, and movement. Overthrow the government so we can move in. Bush is a lizard, just look at his skin. And 33 presidents next to his kid. If we don't bang now, then it's never gonna end. They're going through this shit for too many years. And tell make a nigga cry a lot of tears. Cause we sold the drugs and they brought over here. Show your pride, nigga, hide your fears. We gotta ride like 18 wheels. It's almost over, the time is here. Back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators back for your freedom, back, cause you know you need to back. The system won't change unless my gladiators.
What do you think about the song flow so far?
Throw your hands up. Bang on the system till my hands up. Ready for the mission, so we stand up. Gladiator music, start the movement. Gotta educate, motivate, movement. Overthrow the government so we can move in. Bush is a lizard, just look at his skin. And 33 presidents next to his kin. If we don't bang now, then it's never gonna end. They're going through this shit for too many years. All day in the hood, all day. Hustle, don't sleep, just work, no play. Get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on. So we get plenty paper, so we got plenty haters. Hot like a generator, ride on many capers. You ain't want the beef, cause we the instigators. You ain't initiated, get your ass penetrated. We got hood stripes, niggas been affiliated. Get your mind right or get your shit renovated. I write so many pages, cause I went through many changes. Now I'm stuck in my ways and killer, you laughing, but I'm a real serious nigga. My young boys, man, should try to stack figures. South Cat on the map, and we're trying to get bigger. Trap all day, in the hood all day. Don't hustle, don't sleep, just work, no play. Get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on. Show you what my life like, let you know my life real. Beat you with a lead pipe, show you how my night feel. I'm tired of the grind, so I'm rapping trying to get a deal. But they make it so hard, I gotta grind more. Smoking Carolina pine, got bitches popping pills. One shot from my 9 to blow your mind like some daffodils. Cradle to the grave, my soldiers retaliate. Bullets a ricochet, you niggas will levitate. When the money circulates, the shit is all good. And all the sound regulates all the drugs in the hood. Marijuana, pills, cocaine products. Experimental blacks and put us in the projects. That's why the World Trade Center was the main target. The whole world knows that the system is garbage. So I chill for my niggas trying to feel those some real shit. But I still kill with a clip full of hollow tips. Trap all day, in the hood all day. Don't hustle, don't sleep, just work, no play. Get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on, get your grind on. When it circulates, the shit is all good. And I was saying regulates all the drugs in the hood. Marijuana, pills, cocaine products. Experimental blacks and put us in the projects. When the money circulates, the shit is all good. And I'm saying regulates all the drugs in the hood. Marijuana, pills, cocaine products. Experimental blacks and put us in the projects. When the money circulates, the shit is all good. And I'm saying regulates all the drugs in the hood. Marijuana, pills, hey. When the money circulates, hey, this shit is all good, hey, hey. And I'm saying regulates all the drugs in the hood, marijuana, pills. This is for them dumb boys on the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. This is for them dumb boys on the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. Smart sauce, man, trying to run game. Turn gold, nigga quick for a piece of that change. But mommy, I'm a bitch, so your ass is lame. And you need a 9 to 5 if you trying to get paid. I ain't blind, but I get around moving a cane. Got 2 hard slugs that'll move in your brain. I rap Killer Bill, and that's never gonna change. So every time I move, always try to improve. Everything that I do is to expand my game. Like chess moves, niggas gotta play in their game. Motherfuckers get shot when they playing with the things. I'm murder on purpose, and it's all the same. Brother kill another brother, cops must have handcuff us. The grave of the kitchen with about the baby mothers. MOB, and we praying that the Lord love us. O-R-N, and I spit it as motherfuckers out, boy. On the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. This is for the dumb boys. On the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. I found a block hard enough to shake fools and drop parts like earthquakes do. The corner always hot, but I know the place smooth. But agitate me and punch out the same moves. I'm paying nigga brothers, homie, with the same tools. And don't give a fuck, we went to the same school. Cause we some real gorillas, some real go-getters. And you don't know niggas and God when you score a picture. We taking niggas off track like a four-wheeler. You better zoom in tight, get a close picture. The fiends say my shit right when it don't hit ya. I'm in the room all night, counting more ditches. You need to cast on your rhymes, get your flows itching. And I'm a master of my craft like an old ninja. You wanna know the truth, you niggas better start listening. South Crack got soldiers on a new mission. Them dumb boy, on the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. This is for the dumb boy, on the grind all night with that coke boy. Selling white, getting white, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons can still get, let me know, boy. The fiends say my shit right when it don't hit ya. I'm in the room all night counting more digits. You need a cast on your rhymes cause your flow's ancient. And I'm a master, I'm a craft like an old ninja. Old ninja, 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 old ninja. This is something dope boy. On the grind all night with that dope boy. Selling white, getting wet, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons, then still game, let me know boy. This is for the dope boy. On the grind all night with that dope boy. Selling white, getting wet, stacking dope boy. And if you feel like I feel my weapons, then still game, let me know boy. You say the shit right when it don't hit ya. I'm in the room all night counting more digits. You need a cast on your rhymes cause your flow's ninja. And I'm a master, I'm a grab like an old ninja. Old ninja, 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 old ninja. It's those boys, so boys. Dope boys. Dope boys. Dope boys. The boys. The boys. The boys. The boys. Old ninja, old ninja, old ninja. This is something dope boy. Them dope boys. This is for the dope boy. Them dope boys. Dope boy. But I guess you wasn't listening. Ain't no money. But I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking money. But I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about. But I guess you wasn't listening. You world niggas exercise, so watch you spray. Waving the black flag, bringing the black magnum. Yeah, bitches like chips, cause she free to lay. Man, I done had her more on to something better. You niggas is all average, and I'm the mad rapper. You living in the past, I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, leave your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank and my shit keep adding up. You ain't adding up, Mr. Jackson. I make you moonwalk when I hit you with the candy. Get your jacket, the game colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. But I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. You bug me to exercise, so watch me spray. Waving the black flag, banging the black magnum. Your bitches like chips, cause she free to lay. Ain't never had to move on to something better. You niggas is all average, and I'm the mad rapper. You living in the past, and I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, leave your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the web like tarantulas. Got a big bed and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank and my shit keep adding up. You ain't bad enough, Mr. Jackson. I make you moonwalk when I hit you with the candy. Get your jacket, the game colder than Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money. Oh no, it's him again. Who that be? It's the TRAP. You know that's me, like Genuine. Yeah, I'm the same OG, a gangster and a gentleman. Carolina's commodity. We killers like college to show you right what I'm body be. We move homicidal and murder you niggas logically. I'm banging the waitress, she put poison in your pasta piece. I'm like a pit who pop the leash, more like a cocky beast. Puffing on that poppin' weed, thinking about that prophecy. Then I cock and squeeze, pop you like a lottery. Payday, payday, I use that pump. Mayday, mayday, we need more blood. Hey, fuck, eating your lunch. I want your dinner, you suck with your breakfast and your brunch. Your rings and your watch is the car that you sitting in. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money.
That shit go too hard right there.
I'm talking about money. But I guess you wasn't listening.
talking about money.
But I guess you wasn't listening. Exercise while she spraying, waving the black flag and banging a black magnum. Taking pictures like chips, cause she's free to lay. And I done had her move on to something's better. You niggas is all average, and I'm the mad rapper. Living in the past, and I'm the next trap star. Flip you like an acrobat, blow you out your habitat. You don't need an ambulance, see your ass handicapped. Say you on fire, got the gas, and I'm matching you. Turn on the net, we on the wheel like tarantulas. Got a big bed and I live like a bachelor. Got a big bank and my shit keep adding up. You ain't mad enough, Mr. Jackson. I make you moonwalk when I hit you with the can. Get your jacket, then gang over to Michigan. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. About money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. Oh no, it's him again. Who that be? It's the T-R-A-P. You know that's me like G-U-1. I'm the same OG, a gangster and a gentleman. Carolina's commodity. We killers like shotters to show you right where them bodies be. We move homicidal and murder you niggas logically. I'm banging the waitress, she put poison in your pasta feast. I'm like a pit who popped the leash, more like a cocky beast. Puffing on that poppy weed, thinking about the prophecy, and then I cock and squeeze. Rob you like a lottery. Mayday, mayday, I use that pump. Mayday, mayday, we need more blunts. And fuck eating your lunch. I want your dinner, your supper, your breakfast, and your brunch. Your rings and your watches, the car that you're sitting in. I'm talking about money, but I guess you wasn't listening. I'm mayday, 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 I use that pump. Mayday, 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 we need more blunts.
Alright, I gotta go grab some lunch. I'm really hungry right now. I'm off my eating schedule for the day. So I'm taking a little break. I think that's a decent enough stopping point. There's a really good chance I'll be back up here this afternoon. Yeah, just working on this piece right now. This is just a personal piece for myself to go into my own collection. This is a part of the Whisper series, so I really enjoy doing these. I already have another Whisper painting lined up to do next after this one, which is always cool. So yeah, for the rest of the week and over the weekend, we'll be working on detailing this piece. Oh wow, I'm just dropping everything everywhere, but it's looking good so far, right? So we're just trying to work around, like, get some of those highlights in his eye, on his eyebrow here, some of these highlights in his glasses and on the rim of his glasses. So slowly but surely it is starting to come to life. We'll detail the skin, which isn't a lot. It's just, portions of his face and his hand, and a small portion of his face and his hand, because a lot of this other guy's face has a beard, And so yeah, after we detail the skin, we'll come back and detail the articles of clothing, and then that's a wrap because the background is done. So this shouldn't be too long, and then after this piece, I think I will do the next whisper piece, and then we'll do that painting there, and yeah, get some other stuff started. And I did another photo shoot, so I have somewhere, I actually have another set of images that I have to sort through for my foot fetish series. So we'll be doing some more foot paintings because I know everybody loves those. This one is going to be a really cool one too. So yeah, I need to break because it's well after noontime. It's almost 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten any lunch yet. So let me go eat some lunch so I don't starve to death and lose all my superhuman abilities, like the ability to nothing. I don't have any superhuman abilities. Anyway, turn that off. Turn that off. Yo, Omizu, what's good, bro? Dang, man, you caught it right at the end, dog. I am so hungry, man. I know I wasn't in here a long time. What I do? An hour, almost 2 hours in here. You know, I should have. I really should have ate lunch before I came into the studio. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it's not that late in the day. Yeah, it's that late in the day because I came in here at noontime. Like I said, it's almost 2 o'clock now, so I should just ate before I came in. But I was working from home today, so I ate breakfast a little bit later than I normally would, and so that's throwing my whole eating schedule off for today. But either way, we will wrap it up here for the time being. Gotta make sure I turn everything off. Turn this off. It's not a terrible day. It's a lot of cloud coverage, so it's kind of gray everywhere, which is cool because it's negating all the heat right now, so it's nice and cool out. Catch you on the next stream. Yes, sir. It might be later this evening, and if not, I'll be back in here tomorrow evening. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. I might stream some video games. I don't know. I might stream video games.